Hi guys, it's Waited, and I am working on some ATCs. This is Blick watercolor in gold. Awesome, awesome. I just took a piece of music craft paper and stuck it to the back of a piece of cardboard. It's probably a cereal box or something like that. Glued it on with multi-matte medium, and now I want to splatter gold all over it. Getting back to, I started out with art in oil paints, and that's pretty much what I stuck with. I did a little bit in acrylics, but mostly oil. And then I found a site, I don't even remember how I found it. Here I'm trying to dry the ATC and kind of blot up some of that splatter, and I love the way it looked. I don't know how I found ATCs for all. I'll put a link in the site below. I ended up doing this off camera and not realizing it. I'm still trying to get camera position right after I rearranged everything. But I put a piece of music washi tape on it, and now I'm just playing with some black lace washi tape trying to figure out where it goes. I end up putting it aside because I realized I wanted to edge the card, so I've got a black Sharpie and I'm just going to go around the edge of it with that Sharpie. And I'm still getting used to the new area, so I keep adjusting the camera because I keep finding I'm working off frame, so I'm trying to avoid that. But ATCs for All is a great place to swap ATCs. They take anybody. You can trade individually, like if you're after something in particular, you can search through their gallery. You can do one card and put it out there for trade, or you can join one of their swaps. I tended to do their swaps, where you can do 3 for 3, do 3 cards in a theme, and they want the cards individual, no mass production or anything like that. This theme was hearts, the geometric kind, not the anatomic kind, and some positivity. So this was a challenge for me. Positive, I really didn't know. They wanted some type of little positive saying. I wasn't sure what that was or how to do it, so I had to find some examples. And it's not that I'm a negative Nancy. I just lean more towards the darker side, so being upbeat and perky, really not me. And doing mixed media like this, sort of a collage-y type, also a bit out of my comfort zone, which is one reason why I signed up for the swap. I figured, hey, I've got to do at least 3 of these. Generally, sometimes you do 4 for a hostess card for the person organizing the swap. If not, you tend to throw in a few little extra goodies, a few pieces of washi tape or something else that they can use. So I'm doing 3 hearts with a positive sentiment. I find my words in books. I've got a couple books that are dedicated just to donating words, and sometimes, and I'll have a video on this too, I just sit down and cut out words that I think would be interesting. So I've got a stockpile of words, but again, I lean towards the dark side, so I had to go back and look for some upbeat, happy sayings. Now it goes, speaking of going without saying, I fought these words, and I edited out some of this fight that I had with it. And being totally honest here, this card is a redo. I did it once, and you can see it in the very upper top portion of the screen, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So I carefully removed the words and redid this card. And I only want to give away something that I would want to receive. So the top card didn't make me happy, so I redid it. And again, working a little outside my comfort zone, I lost the footage to my first card. And I love that card, so I think I'll go back through and just explain what I did, because I really do love it. It's not as good as a process video where you can see everything, but it might give somebody some ideas. So anyway, ATCs for All is for everybody. There are some kids on there. There are some people with physical limitations. There are people with financial limitations. And there are some really great artists on there as well. So it truly is for everybody. The swap hostesses usually try to swap effort for effort. So if you put effort into your cards, you'll get cards back with effort. And of course they have guidelines, and they're warning you, don't just stick a sticker on a card and send it in. Don't just do a card on copy paper and send that in. It needs to be substantial. So they do have guidelines for you to follow. This one it had to be mixed media, and you had to have at least 3 different discernible mediums. This sign is you are worth more than your weight in gold, which is why shortly you'll see me working with so much gold. And I felt like I got lucky finding that particular saying. But anyway, back to ATCs for All. They're really, really accepting and a really nice group of people. They're a lot of fun as well, which is one reason why I decided I wanted to get back doing a few little ATCs. I use Pharaoh Gold from Viva Decor, and I really like that stuff, but it has an extremely short lifespan. There it is. I love it, love it, love it, but even consciously trying to use it, I maybe get half a jar at the most before it goes hard on me. And I've noticed there are a couple other creators. Rachel113, she's a UK person, does really, really nice, neat stuff. She's in the same boat. She likes this as well. In fact, I may have found it from her from one of her videos, but when she went back and she was doing a KonMari on her studio, she found that she threw quite a few jars away just simply because it hardens. So it's awesome. I think it's a really neat and great art supply. I will continue to buy it because it is that good, but when I do, I have to make sure that I have some ideas and some projects lined up so that I know that I'm going to get value out of that jar, because it's not inexpensive. It's probably $7 to $10 on Amazon. I made some mistakes in this card, even though I did it the second time, but I left the mistakes in and went back and did something different, and I just show that in the process. So you'll see me, and yeah, the words stuck to the stencil because I didn't have them stuck very well. Honestly, the words were a pain. I love cutting the words out of books, but they are very fiddly and annoying to work with. And there we go. So it's a nice gold heart. We've got the gold splatter. You can even see the splatters through the black border, which I thought was pretty cool. The ATCs for All used to be affiliated with Art Trade. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My outdoor cat jumped on the swing that is on the screened-in porch in front of the computer that I'm working at, and he slammed the swing into the wall, and it startled me. So I'm thinking he wants in, but man, and he made me lose my train of thought. Oh, they used to have some really great classes, which is really and truly how I learned how to do anything with mixed media. I couldn't have figured out how to layer. I didn't know how to layer. I didn't know pencil on top of marker, for example, because the wax in the pencils can ruin the markers, things like that, just simple ordinary things. But those classes aren't there. However, they do have a lot of tips. It's not just a place for swapping ATCs. They also will have, tips, how to do this, how to do that, you know, focus on different art techniques. It's all in their forum. So they have a forum for swapping, but then they have a forum for other things. And they also will swap out not just ATCs. Now, here's where I made a mistake. I wanted to add some gold on that washi tape since it wasn't on the background when I did the splatters. I really didn't want it there, but I wanted some sparkle. So I took a gold paint pen and I went in and was just going to try to give a bit of sparkle. I didn't like it. It was too yellow. It just didn't work. If I'd gone in with clear, it would have been okay. So there, and I'm not thrilled, but I decided, oh, I've started, let me go ahead and make it consistent, hoping consistency would win. It doesn't, and you'll see me. I end up wiping this off, and it does wipe off. So I tried it, I didn't like it, and I did something about it. But in the forums, they'll have different threads. They might talk about pointillism or just any other type of art method. Yeah, see, it's just not great. Just not feeling that. So I decided, okay, let me edge it. The edging I did like. I just wanted more sparkle. So I went around the card, around the inside of the black border, and that I did like. I was okay with that. And I think the difference is it was fine on the cardstock, but I didn't like the yellow on the pale washi tape, the music washi tape. It just didn't work for me. And I've tried to cut a lot out, but I did leave my mistakes in so that, hey, you can see how we can recover. And I always find it helpful when other creators leave their mistakes in. It shows that, you know, hey, not all ideas work, and there is a way, especially in mixed media, to recover from it. So there it is. I'm not happy. I'm thinking about it. And I make another mistake. I want just a little bit something else for hearts, and I try to do it, and it doesn't work. So yeah, there I'm testing it. This is where I made the mistake. I didn't wait for the Pharaoh to dry. So I come in with, I think those are liquid pearls, and that's Buttercup. But when I do the heart, and I do a practice one, so, you know, I am thinking the practice one was fine, but that Pharaoh isn't completely dry. It dries fast. So I kind of thought it was okay, and I go to put the little heart on it, and then I discover, it's not okay. I like the idea, because the smooth liquid pearls, that really showed up nicely on top of the gold heart. And see there, I've messed up. I dug the tip into the Pharaoh gold, and then I had smeared the Buttercup trying to fix it. Just, I'm looking at it and I can't live with it. And there I'm showing it, it's not good. I have since adjusted the camera even more so that it is closer. It's really weird. I'm having to move the camera much closer in my new setting than I did in my old, and I haven't gotten used to it. I've gotten the Pharaoh back out. I'm going to get the stencil back out, and then just literally go on top of that, so it makes it even a little bit more dimensional, but it gets rid of that heart with the messed up Pharaoh on it. That Pharaoh is neat. It comes in a color called graphite, which is really a dark gray. It comes in a color they call blackberry, and it's sort of a vibrant fuchsia to me. And there's an olive green that I use a ton of. So I do like it. I'm really unhappy with the shelf life of it, but because it is so neat, it's got a texture to it that has a lot of sparkle, but it's almost kind of matte in a way. It's not glossy, I think is what I'm looking for, and it has a texture to it. So that's how I fixed it. I just put the ferrule on top, clean up the edges just a little bit right there, and keep on trucking. Now I actually left the ferrule this time to dry overnight, and I put the buttercup, I put liquid pearls in buttercup, I put 3 hearts on it, but I forgot to film that part. I just came in, tested that it was dry, and started putting the hearts on and realized that. So at the end you'll see me show you the buttercup and where the hearts are. But in a minute I think this is where I end up wiping off that gold, where I went over the notes. Just not happy with it. So Cinnamon Cooney also has an ATC swap. There I go. I'm just cleaning it up because I just don't like it. I think again I should have used something like Wink of Stella and gone in with clear, and it would have been fine. I just didn't like that yellow. I also wiped the yellow off of the border right there because I just didn't like it. The gold on the white washi, the light colored washi tape, not a fan. But she's got an ATC swap that I want to try, and I'm wondering if Maramy Small Arts has got one. If you know of any places that do ATC swaps, please leave it in the comments below, because yes, I love ATCs for all and I enjoy it, and I will continue to do swaps with them, but I am looking for some different venues as well. Sometimes it's good, sort of like with this series of ATCs I'm doing, it's good to break out of a rut and do things that challenge you, and ATCs are perfect for that since they're small. There I go. I'm just showing you that I used the buttercup to make the hearts. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, it's the thumbs up, and hit subscribe, and I will see you back shortly for another little heart ATC. Bye guys.